Hi everyone, thanks for joining today's call. And our agenda for today's call is to go through the rest of the tickets on the backlog. And the first ticket is 124, filling out initial forms to create patient record. This was suggested by Joe Mamlin a couple of years ago. And I think Martins has some comments saying that we should not consider this option because we still should fill out a separate registration form, just easier to separate that. So I just want to ask if this is still correct from you guys, and then whether we should just close these tickets as is. We would not consider to implement this one.
Yeah, I'd keep it as is. Our system, I think, is good enough. And most of the places have a different registration point from where the provider enters data. So I don't want to be constrained by AMPATH workflows.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to close this one. And then next one is create setting to allow customization of the landing page. This was like filed by Wayne. As we add more features to mUzima, we need to allow the users to turn on and off some of the features so that in case the users would not be able to use it. I think this is more for the custom. This is more like a features a framework that allow the users to like show up the plugin, additional plugin or not. This would be necessary. This would apply to things like the media thing, the M health thing, the M learning thing, or teleconsultation as well. So I think we still need this feature, but I don't think we will be likely to have to be done next version. It's really something it should remain as like mUzima someday. What do you guys think?
How much would it take from a technical standpoint to get it done?
I think maybe it's a good question for Simon. Simon?
Yeah, I think this would, it's not much. It would go along with the plugin thing. I think once we'll be able to include plugins, for example, if the logging plugin, then that would go along with having a setting for enabling or disabling the plugin.
So do you think like how many points maybe? Like how many story points?
5.
5. So should we make it say that mUzima 1.2?
Okay.
Okay.
So that's quite an important feature and a powerful feature, right? So the question is, before we make it 1.2, Eda?
Yes.
Let's just say it's 1.1 to 1.2, and then based on what we have in 1.1. Yeah, because that's one of the more powerful features, and if it's just 5 points, we might want to prioritize it.
Okay, so this would be
I'm just thinking.
Next. Last sync time at the end of the downloaded only. Currently, the last sync time seems to be created after the app downloaded one page of resource or multiple pages resources. This sync time should only be created once after the download process of all pages is done. Simon, what do you think of this one?
Yeah. Well, I haven't checked the code on that part, but it makes sense for me, and I don't think it would also be too much of work to do.
So approximately like 3 points, 5 points?
Well, okay, 5 points, maximum 5 points.
I think this is just to reduce the processing time, right? Yeah. Okay. Do you guys think it's okay to leave it on mUzima someday?
No, I think it can be part of the hackathon.
Say it one more time.
I think we can include it in the hackathon.
The hackathon?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put hackathon here because like I think like mUzima someday would be like actually would be good for hackathon. Something
Okay.
that yeah. So
Yeah,
that
okay.
would be good.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Next.
It would seem to me that even the plugin features could potentially be part of the hackathon, or do you think it's such a critical one that we'd rather have the core team do it?
No, I think we can include it.
Include hackathon. So because I think like I would consider all the tickets in mUzima someday would be good for hackathon. Something that we don't need it urgently. And also like not very complicated. Yeah. Okay. So next one is cleanup exception handling. Currently, we have a lot of code where the code of the IO exception wrap the IO exception as the process specific operation except cohort save exception, and then we throw this exception to the original caller. And so Simon, do you know if this is still valid? Because I don't know this one.
Again, these are, I haven't checked the code in this case, but I think it's still valid.
Okay, so how about I say you will check and confirm whether this is still needed?
Yeah.
And then you will update on the story points in case it's needed.
Okay.
Next one, only display patients that are part of the search result. Instead of loading the full set of patients in the list client, we potentially need to change the approach to only display search results. The advantage are train the user always search the client, less data to be loaded on the client list. I think this is more like an improvement thing, especially true if the cohort size or the downloaded patient size are very big with a lot of patients.
Derek or anyone, have you seen the impact of displaying the full set of patients on usability for survey. I'm not sure I appreciate the implications as much because I like the way it is right now, but I could really be missing something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. I think we could leave it the way it is now, but do an improvement on the way it loads. For example, if it's a very long list of existing patients, then maybe we only display a few, or like had suggested earlier, we do lazy loading so that we display the list bit by bit. So the client can have an initial list and then additional patients are added slowly by slowly to improve on the speed of loading. So I think it's better to leave it the way it is now.
So when you say like lazy loading, do you mean like, for example, it only load the patient list up to the screen size, and then when you scroll, it will load the rest, like every time when you turn the page? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I agree with that. Yeah, that would save a lot of loading time.
Okay, so the problem is the loading time is a little bit long right now if you have large numbers.
Yes, so I think the thing is like just like it's very similar to, like, for example, you go to Facebook, like it only load to a certain point, it would not load all the way, so that it's better usability experience, like as if like it loads very fast. So when you scroll, it would load maybe one or two more pages more than your screen or something like that. So that the user cannot tell the difference that, hey, actually, as if like, oh, this Facebook is really cool because it loads everything instantly. Actually, it just loads a little bit in advance when you scroll.
Yeah. No, Ed, I completely understand the feature you're talking about. You and Seva are talking about. I'm just trying to figure out, right now, is there a noticeable difference in the load time or processing power when you have large numbers? I just haven't noticed, but maybe because my codes have been small.
Yes. Actually, Simon, do you want to talk about the tickets that you look at? In terms of like, it wasn't like the losing issue, is what the civilization thing.
Yeah. Actually, we do have a problem loading large numbers of the patient list and also the ops and even the encounters.
Yeah.
The reason is that when we store data in Lucene, we store it as text, but when we are displaying it, we access them as Java objects. So in between storing within Lucene and returning them back to Java objects, we do serialization and deserialization. So the process of deserialization seems to be taking a very long time, and it performs very badly if we have a long list.
So should this then be a feature that gets incorporated across a lot of the loading functionality as a standard?
Yeah.
So whether it's orbs, whether it's cohort numbers, whether it's encounters and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, we have one ticket in current Spring that looking into that issue, because it was very strange that sometimes it's not like consistently, like for me as well, like sometimes like take a few minutes to load the data, which is really embarrassing. That's why we want to because that's the core functionality, we want that one at least, like, instead of like it has to go nice and smooth, like as if like it's instantly.
Yeah. If I can, for example, there is one patient, I think on Lux server, a test patient that has about 2,000 observations. So you notice that if you go to the patient summary page for that test patient, it takes about 20 seconds just deserializing the ops alone. So every time you open the ops page, it takes more than 20 seconds to compile the data before loading it on the page. So somehow that way it performs poorly. And I agree that we need to have a solution that would cut across. So for example, if we decide to do lazy loading on the patient list, the same would apply to the ops and also the encounters page.
Mm-hmm. So, is it okay to stay in mUzima someday? Or I would like, if we're going to apply as cross, I think we should make it even sooner than that. What do you guys think? Yeah. Oops, wrong one. Okay. So before I go here, so assignment, how much effort for this one? I forgot, sorry. How many story points?
So Jimmy,
Yeah.
if
How many?
we are, I think if we are leaving this, if we are leaving the list as it is now, I think that will be done in a separate ticket.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how we shall handle this. Probably we need to link it with the other ticket that is currently in progress.
Okay. Okay.
I can't remember the ticket number.
Yeah. Okay. I will link it. So the next one is stacking notification of the sync services. So I think I wasn't really clear like how this work. Because like what if the notification has been resolved? How, what's the workflow and all those things? I think that's what I asked Wayne, but I did not really get the information of that one. So do you have other thoughts? Do you guys have any other thoughts?
My sense right now is, and I'm sure someone's going to add more. They're separate things. We haven't done much with notifications right now, other than notifying. Okay, and obviously a future enhancement will be, when a notification comes, we have some associated items based on what that notification should be. I think we've had a little bit of that discussion with someone survey. But right now, to me, this ticket just implies that, if a new notification comes, it should not replace the other one. It should just be a second notification until it's viewed. So we can just do a basic, does the notification exist? I mean, like, you have two new notifications. You open, you see both of them, and then when you click, say, viewed or not viewed, and be done with it at this point. Okay, in the future, we'll have more elaborate kind of notification stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. And I think it also goes hand in hand with the other ticket that we looked at last time that talks about the notification delta. So if you had downloaded a notification earlier, when you sync again, you shouldn't re-download it. because I think it was working this way. It was replacing existing notifications because we were not doing the delta.
It's true. No, it strikes me that we need to have a design call around notifications. Don't you think?
Yeah, so yeah, last time we went through a few tickets about notification as well. So like grouping and you know, especially like when more than one notification initiated, you know, like based on the same thread, it needs to be grouped as the same thread, and so that it's just easier for the original requester as well as the physician consultant to know that, hey, actually this has been discussed or corresponded before. It's just easier to collapse those related information together, the notifications together. I think this should be part of that discussions. Yeah.
Yes. My take would be that we should assign it to Sambugo. He's working on decision support. They kind of go hand in hand. And so he should spec out what his thoughts are before the discussion meeting, because he's thought a little bit about this. You know, and it goes with logging and everything. So, yeah.
Oops, I was on mute. The next one is non update the non-conforming change set. This ticket is for reminder to change the following change set. So Simon, do you know this change set?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
think I should go check it out.
Okay. So you look at this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is updated data should have marker. I think this is for any data that it got changed from the server side and sent back, and how we can have to indicate that data has been changed, updated. I think it should just leave it as someday, as it's not really critical right now, unless you guys think the otherwise. So this is like in case like the data has been changed, just to have the data with this will be displayed a little bit
And
different.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we'll leave it as is.
Yeah.
And this one is error uploading the media on teleconsultation form. And I think this was the old problem before, and I think this already resolved from last time when I tested it.
Does it touch on non-image type of handlers also?
Yes, this is only image.
It just says media, right?
Yeah.
So,
not the video, not the voice, because I don't think the voice or the video are done.
Yeah, so maybe making that ticket clear that this is image specific versus media in general, because that can be confusing, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think the description is correct. It's the title was incorrect.
But we need to have tickets. There might be more OpenMRS tickets on handling the other type of media.
So the next one is improve the mUzima registration. This is like more like the parent ticket for the rest of them. This was created mainly for Nelson's when Nelson was helping us for the fingerprints implementations of biometric parts. So most of those I think we should just look at the sub-tickets instead. So this one is better patient search algorithm. I don't think we have done it yet because we are still using the simple algorithm. We did not incorporate any more sophisticated search algorithm for that, so we still need this one. And I think maybe another question is we probably need to look at like different algorithm that we should consider for us to speed up and also to improve the search because right now I think it's not really good way because I think we only search even like by the starting from the first letter. It's not even a password search. So it missed a lot of search results. That's for one. And then even like we want to include this password search any string, and in any position of the name or something like that. What are the options that we should also include in the algorithm? Like for example, like transpose, the letters got transpose and things like that, or like phonic, so I think we probably need to do a little bit more research on this one and then to see which one applicable for our settings more. Any comments, question?
I think it makes sense.
Yeah. So like for example, like we don't even use any phonic, and I know that some implementation use phonic, especially like for example chap, like is CHI or K, or KI, things like that. So very similar phonics, but like spelled differently, that kind of thing. But then if we include something very sophisticated, would that cost the processing time? That's another things to consider.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is something to research about, and we probably will see what approach we take and try to weigh how much it will take to perform.
Yeah, it's like sensitivity. Like sensitivity also, to include everything, but at the same time we know to make sure that processing time. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to update this ticket. Okay. This is pretty much the same. Better search algorithm to search within the internet. So it was the same thing as on the app side. So we still need that. And this one is scanning will automatically fill demographic data for existing patients. So actually Nelson did some work, and no, Win did not get a chance to look at it a long time ago. So okay. And that one is done. Okay, next one. So next one is straight through avoid the ops downloaded to device, and I think this is like nice to have. It's not like necessary. I would think it's okay to leave it as like mUzima someday. How about you guys?
Yeah, I agree.
Next one is wizard should not to search and replace. When the user in the wizard mode to set up mUzima application should not perform search and replace for any data that are coming from the server side. This is obvious because of the local database will contain no data. Even though the execution of the query will be fast, preparing the query will still add time to the wizard process. So is it correct that it how to say just to remove this search and replace method doing the wizard? I think that's it. And then it says it's already merged, but I wasn't sure that has been, I think Win merged this without updating the tickets. That's what it is. But Simon, do you mind just to confirm that is correct?
Yeah, I think I will review and confirm.
This one say investigate different approach for engine. I don't really understand this one myself, but I think it's to improve the processing. So the current engine for mUzima is custom made. Maybe we should investigate more other approach, whether with a couple options that Win throw in, like retrofit or like ORM light. Do you know anything of this one, Simon?
No, I think I should also review this. I don't know. I don't understand what he means by the engine. I don't know if he's talking about the search API.
Yeah, I think I think he wants to because we did a lot of homegrown thing, like custom made thing. I think he wants just to improve, like for example, the REST, like the API, and also like REST, like how is there any like better approaches that currently out there that we should consider to improve for the performance?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I will also review this and give my comments.
Mm-hmm. This one is to improve the wizard download process. So it looks like I think maybe we should just have a call just for the the wizard, to improving the wizard. So Win already listed like the current approach versus the better approach. So Simon, just can you confirm? Actually, it's already done, this one, because I think we improved that already. So I don't. Oh, massive words. Okay. So Simon, do you think can you just help us just to see whether like for example what Sweden posted here whether it's like really require a lot of work or not?
Okay, I will.
Next one is to consolidate the concept download. This is like about like passing the concept from the template that defined from the template. It should be consolidated to perform only a few HTTP calls instead of like performing the call per concept UUID. I think this one actually I noticed that this part actually costs a little bit longer time when doing the passing of the concepts from the from template. I think it's still true on this one. But is this really necessary? I mean, is it really critical now, or it's okay to leave it as like mUzima someday? I think it's okay for me. How about you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to leave it someday.
Okay. Next one is to reuse the field in search API. So Simon,
I didn't get.
yeah, I just wonder if what do you think of this one? We use the fields in search API because I don't know this one.
Yeah, I think let me on.
What did you say, Simon?
Yeah. Let me put it as. Yeah, let me put it as. I shall review and also give my comments.
I think this is leave it as is because this is ongoing with Yon's group as well as Sunny's group. Simon and them have like a couple of discussions the last couple of days, and I think it's moving forward with that. So I think we'll just leave it like that. This one. This is part of the device management security. Refresh the home screen. Is something is like a low priority, and it's just like a minor thing. So I think we can leave it like that as well. When we have the security device management thing sprint, and then we can include to see whether we can include it. So these tickets actually are part of the talking about the continuous integration for mUzima project. So we haven't got any resources actually to look into it. But I think this is really critical for us to so that we can do the testing and find the errors like programmatically instead of like just like doing lots of like user testing in addition to the user testing. I think I don't think we need right now. We just have no resources for that unless Martin think the otherwise. There are quite a few tickets for that to set those up.
Yeah, no, Eda, I'm just resending an email to George to see if he's still interested, but otherwise,
yeah.
I'd say we'd hold off for now.
Yeah, nice. There's a few tickets that that for the device management and security tickets that they're still in the pre-testing status. So, for example, like for this one, proximity monitoring through the no pointer exception. Robot tested on it, saying that she's not able to reproduce the error, and ask Sam for more testing steps, and then so we'll follow up with Sam on this one. This one is force close on unregistered device. So I think since Sam is not on the call, I'm not going to talk about the device management thing. I think it will be good when he's on the call, since it's more on his area. What do you guys think?
I agree with you.
Yeah. And then the other ones are the CI thing, the continuous integration tickets. So we can skip those. And the next one is one copy or multiple copies of the fingerprint should be stored. I think this was discussed before, and I think our agreement, I think I need to update this ticket. Our agreement is that currently for our implementation, we should just store one fingerprint instead of multiple. Because for that neural testing, 1 minute, I think they can search like up to 20,000 copies, something like that. It's more like the processing time for us. Whether it's practical for us, to do all this processing or not. So I think we make the agreement that we only call us a one copy, unless you guys remember something differently. So I'm going to close this ticket because I think our agreement is to collect one copy as a text on so 20,000. We can close this one. The next one is identify fingerprint technology which doesn't limit use of specific device. This was created when Nelson was helping us to test it's more like on the research phase, that to make sure like certain devices work for the fingerprints. The scanner works for the mobile devices. Because I remember like Nelson saying that for some reason it did not work for like Samsung or something like that. I think it would be good for us just to leave it open. Maybe like Noah can also test on some of the devices as well, so that we can have a list like what works or which devices it support, which devices we don't support. Next one is to create form safe handler. When a form definition is retired, the associated form should be retired as well. We need to register handler that intercept the retiring operation, that the entire associated to retire the associated mUzima form as well. So let me I will do the confirmation of that one is done or not.
Yeah, Edna.
Go ahead.
I have to unfortunately step off to go board.
Okay.
But no, I really appreciate everyone and have a good rest of the meeting. Sorry, I have to leave.
Thank you. Thanks, Martin. Stay supple. See you soon.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Next one is to add SMS features in the mUzima framework. So there's like a SMS gateway done by Sahaj Group, and also working with like a Wheeler on that one. But it hasn't been incorporated into the mUzima framework yet. So I think it should leave it as is for this one. What do you guys think?
Okay.
Okay. The other one is implementing the code for the UI mockup of the media. Okay, so this so the next set of tickets. So what happened is that we have the media modules on the server side, but we don't have it on the mobile side. So that we have a bunch of tickets that is related to that one. So we don't have the resources for that right now. So I think we should just leave it on hold as it. Okay. So since we only have a couple minutes left, and I just wonder if do you guys have other questions or comments for what we have discussed so far for today?
No, I don't have any.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're pretty much almost done. There's a few of them you can just like communicate through the Jira. So that is it for me. So Derek, do you have any other things from your side? I'm not sure if he's still there. Derek?
Yeah, he's not. Can I update you on?
Okay.
On the
cool.
On the designer. Yeah. So we did the discussion, and Sunny will be sending the outcome. But So far, I demonstrated what I had created, and Johnny gave his inputs, and we discussed on way forward what is going to happen and how the form designer will look. So to me, it appears a lot of the work moving forward is on us and not really on Johnny's side, because what Zebra will provide, there are two things. There's a script for the form runner that will be used to display forms within mUzima, and then they will give us some script for the form designer. But it's up to us to come up with a design on how we want the designer to look and implement the feature that will be pulling concepts from OpenMRS and also storing created forms back to OpenMRS and so on. So it's kind of a library to integrate within our framework.
Okay, good.
So yeah, so what will happen is that we will probably have design discussions on how we want the form designer to look like, and also probably to understand how we shall integrate it within the mUzima application and even with the server-side modules.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe we should look at it, maybe reference to a few like other designers, just to get a feel how any person comes from those, and then we can include some of those suggestions, or we can bring it to the design call.
Yeah. So I'm just preempting what we discussed, but I think Sunny will spearhead that, and I will be spearheading the development and working with Jenny to have the form designer created.
Okay.
Yeah. And something we want to mention is that the Zegaba forms, now that the forms are being stored in JSON format, and they would have a different format from our forms. So it looks like the way they are displayed within the app will be a new runner. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
When we create our forms, we set them in HTML format, and we have a viewer for them within mUzima. So it means that the Zegaba forms would not reuse the same viewer. And they would give us a script, a runner, but we will do a development on the application itself to launch the runner, implement the automatic save, and also once the data is saved, we would probably do we pass that data within mUzima so that we construct the JSON that would correspond to the current JSON that we send to the server side. So I think this would be discussed in length during the design call.
Yes. Cool. Yeah, Sunny sent us a summary of what you guys discussed yesterday. So let us know when we have the design discussions on the UI. That would be good. Maybe we can also include, like, I would suggest to include non-developers, implementers like Lawrence and Derek. I think that'll be good. So that I think they have the interest in learning, doing creating the mUzima form, and also if from from a potential users, form designer role, I think it would be good to get the input, how it might look would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Simon. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, and you too have a wonderful weekend.
Okay.